Hello and welcome to Clovers Quilting. My name is Dion. The next quilt I want to do, I have a whole closet of fat quarters and they're just stacked up in there pretty and they look great, but I thought I want to bust into one of them. So I dug out this fat quarter style book by It's So Emma. I have never used it, but there's a lot of, well, I think there's 12 quilts that never go out of style. Hey, that's got to be cool. So the one I want to do is on page 49, and it is called Flutter. I thought that would be kind of fun, and lots of background, and you don't cut the pieces up very much, which is kind of cool, because the pieces I have are kind of fun. They have suns and things on them, so I didn't really want to cut those up too small. And I can do the twin quilt, which will be 68.5 by 84.5, and it takes 14 fat quarters. And I think my pack has 16. Let's see, it's by Robert Kaufman, and it's called Moonlight. And yep, there's 16 pieces. So let me just get this flipped over and show you what that looks like. So that's what it is. And it's got dark blues with a little bit of a rust in it. It's kind of fun. And then there's this jadey seafoamy color and a light peach, a terracotta, kind of a blue-gray. Kitty's up here trying to, there's her tail. She's checking everything out. And it goes into this blue with a little bit of a teal color on it. It's really kind of pretty cool. So let's slice this open and see what we have. I always get nervous cutting these open because they're so pretty. Now look, it's never going to look the same. Okay, let's just look at these dark ones first. Yeah, okay. It's blue with a little shimmer, or excuse me, black with a little shimmer and blue, dark blue stars. And then this one, see, I didn't want to, what if I had this little cute guy on there? I didn't want to get him cut up. So yeah, there's suns and moons, and I thought those were really cute. And anything celestial, I just kind of gravitate towards. And they all have a little bit of a shimmer in them. Just fun. Yay! These are pretty. A lot of dark ones. Ooh, this one's fun. It's got kind of a dark jade star and the shimmery moons and suns. Well, I think maybe they're all suns. Anyway, they're cool. Then this one is a jade, kind of a dark green like the other blue one with a little bit of sparkle. These are fun. And this, yum. That's fun. And just the black stars have a little bit of a shimmer to them, so they're really pretty. This one has that little bit of terracotta or a rusty color in it. And the stars, yep, the stars and some of the little black lines have a little bit of shimmer. This one, I'm not sure if it'll be too light, but I can do something with it. It's fun. It will be just a fun print to have on something else if it doesn't go in this quilt. This one is a little bit of a peachy guy with shimmery black stars and lines. Oh, this is fun. It's kind of like a shooting star or maybe falling star. It's fun. It's got, does it have shimmer? Yeah, the black again has a little bit of a shimmer going on, so that's fun. Here's another colorway of the bigger stars, like a blue-gray, a dusty blue. It's pretty. Excuse me. Then we have this one, also yum. These colors are fun. I just really thought this was a fun line. And yeah, there's little planets floating around there, little solar system. It's really, really cute. And two more. This one, the shooting stars or falling stars with that little black shimmer. Hopefully you can see. And this is the last one that was on the very top, so it's kind of wrinkly. Yeah, it's got that pretty jade with the blue. It's just really, really pretty. So that's a fun pack. And I've had it for, I would say, at least 3 years. And I'm always, you know, why do I get so scared to open these things up or try something new? But I'm kind of a chicken. So I cut it open. Now I have to play with it. It'll be fun. And I didn't know what to do for the background. So I was looking online and I fiddled around and I found a couple of prints that were like a terracotta, a rust. That's a little bit out of my color genre, but I thought this would complement some of these pieces that have that rust in it. So I might do a little inner border, maybe the binding. So I picked this up, maybe won't use it, but I thought that was kind of fun. And it looks like big, almost like chrysanthemums on it. It's tonal. And this is, let's see what this is called. It is called, let me see. It's AGF Studios, Art Gallery Fabrics. Well, where's the word? And it just says floral. Okay, so it is just floral, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty. A little bit outside my zone. Coppers and teals and terracotta, or coppers and terracottas and rusts aren't really in my cool. I'm kind of a cool tone gal. This, you know, a little bit warmer, but I think it'll complement this. And I didn't know what to do for the background. I thought, what can I do to make all these look good? So I went to a fabric store today. This is Andover Fabrics, and it is called, oh, what's it called? It says 100 Years, created by Andover Fabrics. So that is what it says. And I don't know, these look like stars to me. They're kind of like little asterisks. And I just thought, it's not stark white. I didn't know how gray would look. So I'm going to see what these look like on there. Let's just plop a few down and see what we think. And I think they'll all show really well on there. And it's a star. Most of these have stars in them. So I'm hoping it'll be okay. I was kind of at a loss at what to do. What kind of background do we do on this bad boy? Anyway, so I'm gonna cut it out and see how it looks. And if it looks funny, I can use this background for something else. So there's, you know, I think it'll be pretty. So I had to run this by my friend Wendy, and she said she thought it would work. So let's see if she's right. And in this book, the pattern calls for, now let me find the page again since I let it go. The pattern has all these blocks the same. So I thought maybe I would do my darkest ones in those along there. And I thought, well, that might be okay. So I think it'll look all right. I'm hoping. So keep your fingers crossed that it's going to be okay. And I'm going to get to cutting these. And I think I'm just going to use all of the 16 instead of 14. Perhaps not this super light one. So that one might just go back in my stash. Otherwise, I think we got it. So I will be back once I get this ironed up, cut out, and started. See you soon. I have everything cut out for the Flutter quilt. Here's all my fat quarters cut to size. I think I have 3 of each, and I did change it up a little bit. I used there were 16 fat quarters, and I took out this really light one, so I used 15, and I did 3 of each, and I'm going to just work with those. There were the 2 dark ones I wanted to do for the cornerstones, or the sashing posts as they're called in this pattern, and I just didn't have enough fat quarters of those 2 fat quarters to get all the posts, so I just added them into this. We have background, more background, and more background. We have a lot of background. And I was watching a quilt video the other day, and I am not sure who did it, but do you ever get to cutting and you're thinking, I'll remember that I have 42, and you never do, and you end up recounting and recounting? Well, I do all the time. Maybe it's just me. But she said, just put a clip on every 10. So I thought, hey, I'm going to try it. It worked slicker than a whistle. And then I changed out. I was going to, here's my pattern. On these sashing posts, they call them. I was going to use the 2 dark fat quarters, but I couldn't get enough out of the 2 fat quarters. So I found this in my backgrounds. It's just black with a little bit of shimmer. And I thought, well, that's gonna do for it. And there is no name on that bad boy, so it's just a black with a gold metallic. So that's what we have. So there we go. Everything's cut and ready to roll. I will be back when I have a little bit of sewing done. Hi everybody. I thought I would show you the half square triangles that I have from the Flutter block. It was a rectangle and we put 2 corners or a corner on opposite sides, and then you trimmed between, trimmed off the corner, and you get these half square triangles. I have a buddy here that's helping out a little bit. Chrome's hanging out, and I have a whole bunch of these half square triangles. And I looked around a little bit to see what would be the best size, and it looks like 3.5 inches is going to be what I can get out of these. My favorite squaring up tool is this clearly slotted trimmer, clearly perfect slotted trimmer. Sorry about that. And it comes in full sizes and half sizes. I'll zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you can see it. And there's the name. And I just have this piece of sticky note on here, just so at the 3.5 inch line, it's just a little bit below the dashed 3.5 inch line. So that's where I'm going to, that's the line I'm going to use to square these up. And I'll show you how that works. I'm not the best squaring up person. It's not my forte. I'm not very good at it. So this tool, you don't have to square up all 4 sides. You just have to do 2 sides. And the fewer sides I have to square up, I think is better for me because I'm just not very good at that. So I have the seam. This dotted line at 3.5 inches is running right along my seam line, not the raw edge on the bottom, but the seam line. So you go up, I'm trying to hold it all steady, go up one side, and then I just kind of spin my little mat and hold all this down, go down the other side, and then if you go in the slot right here, you can trim off the dog ears, which is really cool. And I'm kind of clumsy, but then it looks like so. And you open it up and you have a perfect half square triangle. And this one is 3.5 inches, so it'll finish at 3 inches. So I'm just piling them up. And these are stacks of 10 that I've done. So I have 40 right here. I'm thinking I'm going to have about 90 by the time I'm done. So you can do all kinds of goodies with that. You can do a pinwheel. You can do a chevron. You can do them all one way. Make a cool matching pillow, put something on the back, make a border around your quilt. Just all kinds of things you can do with it. And I just wanted to show you that technique. I'll show you one more and we'll see if this one goes any better. Because like I said, I'm kind of clumsy when it comes to this. So the dotted line, 3.5 inch dotted line goes on the stitching. It kind of looks like stitching, so that helps you remember. And then just kind of press down, and I spin my little mat and press down again. Oh, kind of wiggled a little bit, but that's going to be a dog ear anyway. So then just cut this dog ear off. There's 1 and 2. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of clumsy at it. So there we go. It's sweet and tidy, and ta-da! It's so cute. So there you go. I'll see you soon as I get the rest of the Flutter quilt done. The top is all done, except for I can't decide if I want to do a border or not. So, and maybe I'll incorporate this into the border. I'm not sure. Close my blade. Safety first. So, see you guys. Thanks for joining me. As you can see, I have the Flutter quilt top done behind me. It turned out big. Seems like I always end up making extra blocks. So I added this 1 extra row of blocks. I think there were 6. And then I did the next sashing. I did another sashing row, and I think I did a 3-inch border around of the same background that I used as this. I wasn't going to do the border around with the background fabric, but I thought I would like a dark binding, and I didn't want that dark binding butted up right next to these cornerstones. So I did that to hopefully give it some cohesiveness, and everything hopefully will look nice and stand on its own, and the cornerstones will just look strong. So that's why I did that. It turned out 80 by 88, so it's pretty good size. Let me get out of the way and you can take a closer peek. Now we'll take a little closer peek at the Flutter quilt. It was really fun, and those fat quarter pieces, they all had a little bit of metallic, and most of it was black metallic, which was kind of cool. So then I found this kind of shimmery black for the cornerstones. I had to do a little different than I had planned because I was going to use a couple of the dark fat quarters for the cornerstones, but it just didn't work out that way. They got incorporated into the quilt, and there we go. It was really pretty darn fun, and it went together fast. Those blocks are big. So thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. And this was the Flutter quilt from an It's So Emma book. Thank you so much. I know your time is valuable, and I thank you so very much for coming along on this Flutter quilt journey with me today. It was really fun, and those fat quarters worked up really fast, and the pieces are fairly large, so it was really fun. And I'm glad I finally got to use this fat quarter bundle that I bought forever ago. So thank you so very much. Please consider subscribing, liking, sharing with a friend, and leaving me a comment. Drop me a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think. If you have any questions on this quilt, concerns, what you'd like to see, just drop me a comment. I try to respond to every single one, and I just love getting them so much. Thank you so very much. Please remember, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay creative. This is Dion at 4 Clovers Quilting. See you soon. Bye-bye.